price hikes not flying, now airlines are backing down and rolling them back. Marketing guru Jeff Hazlett on how passengers speaking up will save you from paying up.
Next up, those airline price hikes. Well, you know what? They're grounded for now. The latest victory for consumers who are spreading their wingspan. That's next. Don't go away. Well, what goes up did come down. A slew of major airlines rolling back airfares. Delta, the latest to hike prices by $10 round trip, only to ditch the idea days later. Marketing guru Jeff Hazlett says higher prices for a low level of service ain't gonna fly. Can you say Netflix? So you think this is gonna catch on?
No, never does. You know, last year, they've had 16 attempts to raise the prices.
The airlines did.
The airlines have, and only half of those are stuck. People are just tired of it. I mean, it's like, you know, it used to be an airliner, now they're really just nothing but air buses. I mean, it's a bus mentality.
Yeah, so what was the most annoying fee hike that you saw?
Well, the highest one that you can get charged is an American Airlines, $450 for an overweight bag internationally. I think I'll just get in the bag and fly myself. It's a lot easier.
If you're going on your honeymoon, just put your spouse in the bag.
Hey, that's not a bad idea, depending on how well they did in the wedding. Yeah.
All right, but do you think the airlines are getting a clue that and other companies, I mean, you mentioned Bank of America and the banks rolling back debit card fee hikes. I mean, is this a way that, you know, companies are saying to themselves, look,
can't do it.
You can't do it, right?
You can't do it. You can't keep giving bad service. These guys have gone from the full buffet now to, you know, basically a low airline mentality. Now, if you're Southwest or one of those where you're coming up from that, it's a little bit easier to do. But if you're one of the big guys and then really trying to now nickel and dime, $1.5 billion last quarter alone they made in these extra services and fees. It's just ridiculous.
But they can't. But you know what? How can they? You know, $6 billion for a very beleaguered industry that has been getting a lot of turbulence, a lot of spilling red ink. They can't let go of that $6 billion annually.
Oh, without question. But you know what? The thing is to really go back to giving service. If price is your only differentiation, you've lost before you began. And what these guys have to do is get back to giving good service. Give good service. People are going to pay for it.
Jeff, who's the worst at hitting flyers with fees?
Well, it depends on you. You ask people different things. You know, if you're a frequent flyer on one airline, you're going to love them. But if you're not on the other ones, it depends on who you're standing in front of at the time. That's who's going to be the worst at it at the time.
All right. So it's fly the not so friendly airlines when it comes to fees. But you know, their stocks the stocks have not been. The airline stocks have not been in the upright position lately.
No, they haven't been. I mean, they got a lot of things working against them. We got the economy working against them, so people don't want to fly as much. You got gasoline prices, fuel prices that are up. You got increased airport fees because the airports themselves and governments are looking for more money to be able to bring in. They got a lot of things working against them. They really just have to get back to being great at good service and get back to taking care of the key customers.
All right, who else is rolling back fees?
They all did. They all did. I mean, everybody went from $4 to $10 and tried to do it, and now they're all doing it. It's like a white buffalo in the herd. It's like you stand out, the first one that jumps in, then all the wolves dive in on him and try to, you know, separate them out from the rest of the herd, and then everybody gives up after that.
Separate subject. Do you think the JetBlue, you know, stranded on a tarmac thing hurts JetBlue?
Well, it always hurts JetBlue to have that kind of activity, and it hurts everybody, but it happens to everybody. That's what's come about as part of this, you know, deregulation of the industry, and that's what's come about from this whole shift. Everybody trying to drive.
Is it deregulation or is it an airport problem?
No,
because the airports aren't.
Well, in that case, it was a little bit more of an airport problem and everything else, trying to get the tarmacs open and everything else. But you know, but overall, it's about not having enough people working at the counters, not having enough people working at bag claim, not having enough maintenance people, everything.
All right, Jeff Hazlett, marketing guru. So good to be with you tonight, sir. Thank you for your time. Now, what if